Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I had an interesting evening last night. I saw a Sasquatch, and he was playing the saxophone. So he calls himself Sax Squatch, not Sack Squatch. I mean, I think they are as tall as they say, those Sasquatch. I mean, 7 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet tall. And when you're up on stage, you look even taller. So. What is the morning message for this collective? Actually, the message I got this morning was no worries. Do not worry. No te preocupes. Do not worry. Hakuna Matata style. Okay? That's what we're doing now. Because we're in the shadow phase of this full moon where we released everything, remember? That's what we would do with full moons. And now it's so don't have to worry about it anymore. Once you release something, that's what that means. Okay? I know it's really difficult for a lot of people to do, especially people that suffer from anxiety and other issues, okay? Or if you're just sensitive in nature, all right? So, what do we have for this collective, please? Today, post full moon. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Kuna Matata. What is your vision for yourself as above, so below? Collective? Is it to have a Hakuna Matata kind of life, right? No worries, be worry free. Zippity doo dah, OIA. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Ooh, Pisces, Hangman. Some kind of delay on your vision. Why is that collective? Have you not decided yet? Sometimes it's hard to do it alone, isn't it? Hmm. Yeah. And in the chariot, there's room for one more, right? It's a team that's drawing this character. Okay. You might not see it at first here on the card. There's a dark figure as well as the light. Because when you've mastered yourself, you understand that there's a fine balance between the two. Now, for some of you, maybe that is the delay, that maybe if you haven't learned how to master that yet, you could be thinking it over. Or I'm kind of getting the energy of a person you're dealing with. Yeah, that being said, let's continue on. Da-na-na-na. I wish I had. Alexa, play Hakuna Matata, please.
Hakuna Matata, from the Lion King soundtrack by Nathan Lane from Spotify.
Alexa, volume one, Seven of Pentacles. Let's see, she's not even playing. Alexa, I asked her to do things for me, and then she's like, "Yeah, right." And sometimes that's kind of how the Seven of Pentacles feels like, because it's like, you know what? I just put all this work and effort into it, and it's still kind of looking like, yeah. And that's in your foundation, and that could be why you're kind of like feeling stunted. This hangman showing up here, and it's like my vision that I see with the chariot here as above, so below is not quite to the point. And why is that? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, 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 hey. Excuse me, I'm just getting going here. So. And this card wanted to fly. Ooh, the Ace of Wands. Fire. Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Have you been dealing with? Is that in your chart, collective? Is that you? You definitely have a passion for something. Could be a person, place, or a thing. Yes. A lot of times when we're coming to tarot, it's because of a person, right? Now here's this Queen of Cups. It's crowning you collective. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, and Cancer is the first card that came out of this deck. So I feel like for somebody here, this message, you know, and I'm feeling it. See, that's what sentience. It's like empathic. It's clairsentience. You can start to feel the emotion. Okay. Um, I feel like for somebody here, before I lose my message, yes, cancers are more sensitive in nature. That's why they are represented by the crab. They kind of come off as, sometimes having this hard exterior, like, I got it all together. Like, they still seem emotionally mature, right? But sometimes you get that soft underbelly of a crab. It's like, ooh, ooh, that kind of hurt that one. You know what I mean? So, I feel like collective, you're being seen here as the Queen of Cups, a very healing, nurturing, Cancerian type energy. The home, the loving, the um yeah. All right, let's continue on. Enough about the water signs, right? Somebody's like, tell me about that Aries back there. I think in Western, the full moon was in Aries actually, so that was yesterday. Now we're at today. Right? What are you going to do with all that power? What are you going to do with it? Three of Wands. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Possibilities are on your roadmap. What does your roadmap look like? Do you even have one? Sometimes we don't know where we want to go, so sometimes we just have to get up and start moving, right? Again, that's that chariot energy, the as above, so below. All right. What else for this collective? How are they feeling about this situation now? And if this message does not resonate with you, don't sweat it. It's just not your message today. But overall message, the download that I got of no worries this morning, I think everybody could use that message. Yeah. We have a lot of things to worry about in this world. Okay. Yeah. And you're feeling potentially overwhelmed. And it's like, again, it's like, why isn't it turning out? I have this, I have what I want up here. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's all the way up here. And it's like, it's like, I have it right here, but it's just not, so it's almost like you've ascended to that vision, but you haven't been able to transform it and execute it in the 3D. Okay. Like it's out here on the 5D, but in the 3D, the you and me, we're going to town, we're putting gas in the car, just not there yet. What does that mean? Maybe you're not in the right spot. Maybe you're not in the right location. Maybe you need a new job in a new town, something of that nature. Okay. That could be coming to you as well. And once that happens, collective, this feeling of burden of why isn't it working out? Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm praying, I'm manifesting, I'm taking care of myself, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it feels. It's like, oh, all these things that I'm doing, right? Mm. That's kind of how you're feeling about the situation right now. Okay. So don't get discouraged. Spirit wants you to say, don't, no worries. Okay. Time for me to fly. Somebody's been lying to you, collective. I don't know who. Part of that could be causing the stagnation and growth with the Seven of Pentacles in your foundation. Okay. Straight up. In your environment, the Hierophant. Yeah, learning those lessons. Okay. Where did I first hear no worries? Was it in Hakuna Matata? Yeah. However, I was on a plane once that flew all the way to Australia. Yes, I went to Australia for work one time, and it was very nice over there in Australia. The people are very, very wonderful. Down under, okay? And that was one of the thing that the flight attendant kept saying. It's like anytime you asked for something or if you said thank you, she would say, "No worries. No worries." So that just stuck with me, and that is exactly what was coming through this morning. So if, sorry, collective, I'm getting that feeling again. So if your dream has not been coming into fruition, okay, Spirit saying, don't worry. I don't think I could have pulled a better outcome card. So once you've learned that lesson, collective, the smooth sailing is going to come through and it's just going to be like any fear that you had around the situation is going to be gone. Okay. And all these things that you've had to worry about like if somebody's telling you the truth or not, if they are, if they're in your corner, if they have your back kind of thing, you're not going to have to worry about that anymore. That environment is changing. Yeah. And why? Because you decided for yourself that you weren't going to settle for any BS type of, yeah, 11:44 on the clock, just as I said that. So I've also only eaten a banana today. I am not a huge morning breakfast person. When I first wake up, I have to like get around moving a little bit first. So, although I am clear sentient and I was getting a little emotional there, part of that could be because I'm hangry, or starting or on the way to hangry. Does anybody else get hangry out there? I was driving my Uber the other day and I had some passengers and I kind of made an oops coming out of this parking lot, but we were in a parking lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people need to be careful when people are coming in. Like, you cannot be driving fast in and out of parking lots. And this guy just wanted to zip in. And as I was leaving, and it's like, it was my fault, but like, big deal. You know what I mean? And he was so mad. He was yelling, and the guy in the back was like, "Did he say something to you?" I was like, "Yeah, he'll get over it. No worries." Because it wasn't a life-threatening situation. We're like going 5 miles an hour here. Okay. I am anyway. I wasn't the one zipping through the parking lot. He was the one that wanted to come in quickly. So I was interrupting his flow. Okay. But I decided not to have any worries about the situation and we went on with our travels. You know what I mean? And I said, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Back to the point. ADHD here. Um, Anyway, I said he's probably just hangry. We were coming from the fast food place that they had me stop at. So, which FYI, if you didn't know, you can have your Uber do multiple stops. So, before I drop them at the hospital, my goodness, no wonder they needed something. Stillness, meditation. This looks exactly like this overall energy here, Four of Cups. It just is on the bottom of the deck, is it not? So if you're not sure what you're wanting out of the situation, collective stillness. Okay. I think that might be useful for you, especially if you're thinking about things in your environment. Like, yes, maybe a lie was told, but maybe that lie was told like 10 years ago. Are you still holding on to that? No worries. We released that with the full moon that just happened. Okay. Completion. Exactly. I mean, these are like major cycles that have run its course. Um, yeah, that have completed because you've made the right choices. Oh, my collective's so smart, right? Wrong. Yes, sometimes we make wrong choices, like my oops, with driving yesterday. Which, if you're driving an Uber, you have, the app to watch for the traffic, and you have passengers. Da, 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 they want to talk to you the whole time. I'm in a fairly busy traffic area. Like I have to watch the traffic. Like it's not like there's no traffic where I'm. And you know, well, and if you saw my video the day before, you're probably like, she's a terrible driver because the day before, my dog and I almost got in an accident because a woman almost sideswiped me. Like she came into my lane. Got to be on your toes, man, if you want to run with the big dogs. Okay. Ooh. Big dogs are like, "Woo, we're here." Are you now? Are you now? Clarifying the chariot. Well, you got some big dogs pulling that chariot. Lions and lions, in fact. Everything is fine. Whole deck wanted to come out in reverse. Everything is fine, but obviously it's not. And I feel like for some of you, that even means like cyber stalking, things of that nature, watching readings, all of those kind of things. Okay. Because again, it's like it just haven't quite turned out. So this is about the person or persons in your energy. So with this particular person collective, I feel like it has definitely not turned out the way that you wanted it to, right? And it's like, if you're the Empress, why wouldn't it turn out? Is it just a matter of everyone's favorite divine timing, patience, right? You could be dealing with an Empress collective, and you're like, why hasn't it turned out? Are you acting up to snuff here? King of Wands again, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, that Aries. Yeah. This King of Wands here is a little bit more serious than your typical King of Wands. Like he's looking good, but he's looking good for a purpose. Kind of like a book that was recommended to me that I listened to on audiobook. I love audiobooks because I don't have the patience to sit and I'm always moving. Anyway, um yeah, anyway, it's like it was about a rock star, Greg Allman, okay. And he was talking about how they like to dress, but it's like they were looking slick. They're doing it because they wanted to present themselves in a professional manner, right? As musicians and kind of like not looking like some ragtag homeless people, you know what I mean? That can barely afford to eat. Seven of Pentacles again. And that's that stunting. So yeah, it's like they've been trying to water this collective in the way that they know how with this passion towards you. The Hermit. I feel like you've been keeping to yourself a little bit more, Virgo as well. A lot of Earth energy has been coming through in the last few readings, and then these two Seven of Pentacles here. So clarifying the Three of Wands now for this collective, please. The Ten of Pentacles. See what a difference a day makes. 24 little hours, right? What a difference a day makes. I don't know if that's the right note. Okay. Um, yeah, because you're either looking at it from a different viewpoint, which this is a pretty good view up here, right? Hmm. And from this view, you're able to see the strength of the situation that you weren't before. Okay. Maybe this came in stillness, in being by yourself. Like you finally realize, like, oh, if I'm going to work on my stuff, then I actually need to buckle down and do it. And maybe that is including time for me to process what's happening. Again, the hermit. Turn of best friend changes. Time can't change me, but I can't change time. Said the time can't change me. I can't change time. But time does move rather quickly. Isn't that in the words of Ferris Bueller? Right? So if you don't stop and look around every now and then, you might miss it. Recognize your life when it's happening to you, right? It's like, oh, that would be nice to do someday. Well, what are you doing right now? Why is it so lame right now that, in your opinion, okay? Right? Again, I think as soon as you see things from this other viewpoint, it's going to shift so fast, you're just not going to even know what hit you. It's going to be like that. Yeah. Oh, snap. Pesky old Seven of Swords on the bottom of that deck. I tell you what, listen, let's clarify the Five of Swords, please. Five of Pentacles. So, if you're spilling the haterade, yeah, that's what you're gonna get. So that's in the environment. And I feel like collective for a lot of you, you're done with those types of people. Yeah, let's keep going. Hierophant, did you learn that lesson? Didn't get you anywhere, did it? Usually doesn't. I mean, it can temporarily, and it always catches up, doesn't it? Remember, the Wheel of Fortune can spin either way, and this is coming up in the hopes and fears. This is brilliant. Perfect illustration. So, did you learn the lesson? If so, turn. If you learned the lesson, turn the wheel ahead 2 spaces, right? Like on the game, like a game. If you didn't learn the lesson, go back 10, go back to beginning. Hopefully, you're not in Monopoly land and you end up in jail for some reason, and then you have to get bailed out. It's all up to if you want to learn the lesson, not a collective. Check your Jupiter placement as well. Poor favor. Hmm. Now I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. Oh, see, that sounds a little better, doesn't it? I'm still a little. Soon enough here that I'll be getting some protein in the diet. Oh my goodness, who did we have earlier over here? The Queen of Cups. And this is clarifying what? What? The Four of Wands? If somebody is displeasured with the outcome of this reading, I'd say it's not necessarily your reading then. Then you don't want to claim this reading. Okay. Now, If you are pleased with the outcome of this reading, I'd say it probably is your reading. Okay? If you did resonate with it. Now, if that resonated with you, this message, please like, subscribe, drop a comment. Okay, I just had to do a double take. What was on the bottom of the first? You can rewind the video, dude. I can't make this shit, folks. I tell ya. I tell ya. I want to pull a Moonology card for you. Before we go on with our day. Ooh, one of my Uber passengers, he played me his beats that he makes in my car, and like we hooked it up to my Bluetooth. It sounded pretty good. I liked it. I was starting to freestyle a little bit. I didn't want to give him too much, and I want to be getting all my ideas away. I gave him my band channel information, which is Ophelia's band, by the way. If you like my singing, I have my music over there. So I'll try to remember to link that in the description box. I don't know that I've really channeled that many songs today. I mean, I've sung a little bit, I guess, and but I didn't really feel the need to link anything. So maybe that's what I'll do today. Anyway, for this post full moon phase now, that big bad harvest moon. Also, I was informed last night that it was a super moon, which we've had several super moons this year. So 2023, man, something about it. Something about it. The magic is happening. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Commitment to who? To what? Okay. Because if you're being in hermit mode here, who are you committed to? Is that why you're in hermit mode? Because you've been committed to somebody collective? Committed to yourself, perhaps? Remember that when we get into relationships, sometimes we lose ourselves a little bit, right? Because it's all new and then it's like, oh, I want to do everything that they do. Yeah, right. Sometimes it's hard to maintain your autonomy as a person. So I think that's what Spirit's saying here. So if you're ever concerned about that, just boop, just a little meditative practice, prayer, whatever it is for you. Okay. As somebody once said, stare at your belly button if you have to. Just give yourself that time. Okay. I heard that when I was a freshman in college at Briley University. They're like, you just need to make time for yourself, even if it's staring at your belly button for 5 minutes. So, which that got me a laugh, and I know I use some more work on my solar plexus. So, a new start is coming! Yay! Who doesn't like that? What did I talk about earlier? The shift. The shift away from this Seven of Pentacles that's kind of had some of the stagnation here, and to the burdensome, to the fast and furious. Okay. And not only that, but it's like galactic. You see all these stars in here. You're going to be able to. And maybe part of your stillness and communing with nature will be to get out under those stars. Okay, and like kind of take in the wonder that is life, like get rid of some of the cynicism, you know especially I think as a Gen Xer, I identify as being, having a lot of like the cynical and the sarcasm was part of our humor, I think. And for some people it's like an entire personality. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So again, collective, yeah, your hard work's paying off. Like I said, when you move a little bit here, look what's happening now. You're gonna start making some money, like a little cash every now and then. And if you feel like donating to the channel to support these messages, I will also link my PayPal below in the description box, right? Like I snuck that in there on you. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful day, week, month ahead. And if you do like this message and want to hear some more, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Like the video if you feel inclined. And if you want to share, go ahead and drop a comment. Um, until next time, manifest wisely. Bye bye.